Okay, good afternoon. Shall we start the session? Am I audible? Shall we start the session? Okay, now in this session, the first topic is data interpretation. Okay, so what do you mean by data interpretation? Data interpretation is nothing but a process of making sense of data. So, nothing making sense of data is nothing but by seeing the bar graph or else line chart or tabular form or pie chart, we'll calculate some solutions or we'll calculate some amount of data or else will that means making sense of any data by seeing the chart line chart or else pie chart or else tabular column or bar graph. So there are four types of data interpretation problems here, that is bar graph, line chart, tabular form and pie chart. So here bar graph is nothing but a pictorial representation of data where every variable attains only one discrete value. See here, every variable attains only one discrete value to like different discrete values, it will attain different discrete values, that is known as bar graph. Then how do you solve the problems based on bar graph? So in any question or in any aptitude or else in any exams, so first what we'll get to know. So first we'll be given a bar graph there, we'll be given a bar graph in question. So we'll be given a bar graph in question. So for example, if we consider this as a bar graph, one second, I'll be back. One second over. Oh, very brilliant. Okay. So by seeing this bar graph, we'll be having some questions related to this bar graph. So study the following bar chart which represents the income and expenditure of a company and answer the below questions. So first they will be given a bar graph, then a questions related to that bar graph. So now how will you solve the questions based on considering those bar graph? So what is the first question? What is the difference of profit between the years 2001 and 2002? So just a difference, they're asking about difference. So what is the formula or else what is the formula to calculate? So here only income and expenditure is given. So different between these two, so difference between income and expenditure in both 2001 and 2002. Okay, so now in 2001, 50 in the sense, so income is in 2001, the income given is 50, right? The income is 50 and expenditure is 30. So next in 2002, so in 2001, the income is 50 and the expenditure is 30. And in 2002, the income is 40 and expenditure is 30. So now we need to calculate the difference first. In 2001, 50 minus 20, which is equal to 10, right? So income, sorry, this is not 10. So income in 2001, that is 50 minus 30 is 20. Okay, 50 minus 30, which is equal to 20. Next, income in 2002, 40 minus 30. So it is 10. So now total profit is equal to 20 minus 10, which is equal to 10 lakhs of profit. Understood the problem? So by seeing the bar graph, so by observing that bar graph, we need to calculate the difference. We need to calculate the difference of profit. So by observing this bar graph. Okay, so first we need to check the difference between the income and expenditure of 2001, then income and expenditure of 2002, then we need to check the difference of profit between 2001 and also 2002. So this is the procedure. So in 2001, 50 minus 30, which is equal to 20. Then in 2002, 40 minus 30, which is equal to 10. So total profit is equal to 20 minus 10, which is equal to 10 lakhs. So option A is the correct answer. Understood? The PPT is not clear. So change the quality of the video. So, okay, we'll move on to the second question of same bar graph. Okay, so in how many years the income of company is more than average income? So, in how many years the income of company is more than the average income? So, now consider the graph, bar graph. So what is the second question? In how many years the income of company is more than the average income? So first we need to calculate the average. So first we need to calculate the average of income, right? So first we need to calculate the average of income. Is it not clear, PPT? Okay, we'll move on to the second question. In how many years the income of company is more than the average income? So here first we need to calculate the average. So average of, it is not clear. So okay, this PPT is made in Canva. So okay, I'll dictate the question. Just observe the graph. That's it. That's okay. It is clear? Okay, okay. Okay. So now in second question, what is the question? How many years the income of company is more than the average income? So it is asked. So now we need to calculate the average first. So we need to calculate the average of all the incomes. First, check out the graph, bar graph. So check the bar graph. First, take down the screenshot of this bar graph. Every time we cannot change the slide, right? So first take down the screenshot of this bar graph. You will get to know. Every time for every problem, we cannot change the slide. Okay, done. So first we need to calculate the average of all the incomes. So what is the income in 2000? In income in 2000 is 30. Then income in 2001 is 50. Next income in 2002 is 40, and again income in 2003 is 60, and also income in 2004 is same 60. So total, what is the formula to calculate the average? So total number of values divided by sum of values, right? So total number of values divided by sum of values is the formula to calculate the average. So now total number of values, that is 30, 50, 40, 60 and 60, total sum these values divided by total number of values. Total number of values is 5 here. So how many values are there here? 30, 50, 40, 60 and 60 are 5 values here. So first we need to sum up all the values divided by total number of values. We'll get the average. So this is simple. So to calculate the in how many years the income of company is more than the average income, to first calculate the average. That's it. To calculate average, we have a formula: sum of all values divided by total number of values. So these values are given in bar graph. Understood? Just calculating the average, that's it. So in first question, we calculated the difference of profit between 2 years, that is 2001 and 2002. So in second question, we have calculated the average. So in third question is that in how many years the income of company is more than the average income. So in how many years? So here we need to calculate the years. In how many years the income of company is more than that of average income. So we know already here what is the average income? 48. So check out the graph here. So in which year the income is more than 48? So in which year the income is more than 48? That is 2003 and also 2004. This is very simple. So no need of calculating this. So in previous question, we have calculated the average income, right? So in previous question, we have already calculated the average income. So we just need to compare that average income in this bar chart. So in this bar chart, so which we took a screenshot, right? So in this bar chart, so in which year the income is more than the average income? Average income is 48. In which year it is more than the average income? In 2003 and 2004. That's it. So next, we'll move on to the second question. We'll move on to the second bar graph. So this is also same. So 2001. Oh yeah, 2001 also. So next question, next second bar graph. Study the following bar graph which represents the income and expenditure of a company and answer the question. So next, what is the first question here? So first take down the screenshot of this bar graph, then solve the questions. Okay, we'll move on to the question based on this bar graph. So percent increase in import of X from 1994 to 95 to 1995 to 1996. So percent increase, how many percentage increase in import of X? So in bar graph, what is given? Import of X is given. So now we need to calculate the percentage. So percentage of increase between percentage of increase between 1994-95 and 95-96. So we need to calculate the percentage increase between 1994-95 and 95-96. So between these two. So what is the import of X between these two? 900 and 1200. So 900 and 1200 is the import of X in 1994 and 1995. We just subtract and divide it by, how will you calculate the percentage? So how will you calculate the percentage? Just divide it by 100 into some amount divided by 100 into total amount, right? So now 1200 minus 900, these are import of X. So these are import of X divided by 900 into 100. This is the formula to calculate the percentage. So you know the formula to calculate the percentage, right? Percentage class is also over. So to calculate the percentage, we'll use, like, if you want to calculate 7% of some 700, we'll calculate it as 7 divided by 100 into 700, right? So percentage increase in import of X from 1994-95 to 95-96. So how will you calculate the percentage increase increase? 1200 minus 900 divided by 900 into 100. So this is the method, or this is the procedure to calculate the percentage. So next we'll move on to the second question. So second question, average of increase in import of X years for all the years in crores. So we need to calculate in crores. So now how do you calculate the average of increase in import of X? How will you calculate the average? So take the difference between each years and calculate the average in graph. So how will you take the difference between these years? So 700 minus 900, what is the difference? 200. Then 900 minus 1200, what is the difference? 300. So like this, first we need to take the difference. So first we need to take the difference between each years and calculate the average in graph. So first take the difference, then calculate the average. So calculate the answer for this. So first take down the differences between each years and calculate the average. So what is the formula to calculate the average? Sum of all values divided by total number of values. So it is a formula to calculate the average. So now take the difference between each year. So difference between each year and calculate the average, and tell me the answer. Okay, check the values and calculate the difference. First 700 minus 900 is nothing but 200. Then 900 minus 1200, that is 300. Then 1200 minus 1200, that is 0, plus 1200 minus 1300 is 100, plus 1300 minus 2000. 1300 minus 2000 is 700 divided by 5. So 200 plus 300, then 0, difference. I am telling about difference. 200 plus 300, then 0, then 1200 and 1300 difference is 100, then 1300 and 2000 difference is 700. Divided by 5. Okay, the answer is 260. 260. Okay, we'll check out the options now. Okay, the answer is 260, that is option A. Understood? How to calculate the average of increase in import of X. So there it is asked as increase. Increase is nothing but profit, right? So average of all profits. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. For how many years there was more import of X than the average import of X? For how many years there was more import of X than the average import of X? So for calculating the average, for calculating the import of X, how many years, we'll first take the average in graph and find the points above it. First take the average of all the import of X. So first calculate the average of all imports of X. 216.6 for which question? So for previous question, answer is 260, option A. Okay, first calculate the average of all the import of X. First calculate the average, then check out which import of X is more than that of average import of X. In which year? So what is the answer? First calculate the average, then check out in which year the import of X is more than that of average import of X. So for this question, answer is 2. So the average is something 1 to 1.6 will come. So the average, the import of x, which is more than the average import of x is nothing but that is 1300 and 2000. 1300 and 2000, that is 2 years. So now the option is C, that is in 2 years there was more import of x than average import of x. Understood? Shall we move on to the line chart? Understood everyone? So for previous question, first calculate the average. That is sum of all import of x divided by total number of import of x. Then check out in which year the import of x is more than that of average import of x. That's it. So next we'll move on to the line chart. So line chart, bar graph, tabular column, pie chart, everything is same. So just changes in graph or changes in chart. So now we'll move on to the line chart based problems. So here consider a first example. So here one line chart is given. So about a student and ratio. So student is given how many students and what is the ratio. Okay, what is the ratio and how many students is given. So now we'll move on to the first question based on that line chart. So what is the first question? How many students got more marks in history than in geography? So how many students got more marks in history than in geography? So we need to check those in this graph. 3, since check for the marks above 1, that is history is greater than geography. Okay, so here 1.25, 1.4 and this 1.5, these three are regarding history marks. Okay, these three are regarding history marks, and 0.65, this 0.85, 0.35 and 0.95, these four marks are related to geography. So now the question is, how many students got more marks in history than in geography? So now 3, since check for the marks above 1, that is history is greater than geography. See, the following graph shows the ratio of marks of history and geography of 7 students in an examination. So here this will indicate geography and this will indicate history. Once again explain before problem. Which one? That average problem. Okay, wait, I'll explain. So for how many years there was more import of X than average import of X? So this is the question. So to first we need to calculate the average import of X. So first we need to calculate the average import of X of this graph. So of this graph, first we need to calculate the average import of X. That is 700 plus 900 plus 1200 plus 1200, then again plus 1300 plus 2000 divided by total number of values. How many values are there here? 6, right? So total number of values. Okay, total number of values. So first we need to calculate the average of all these values. sum all these values divided by 6 will get, will sum of all values divided by this will get some 2161 something will, sorry, 1261 something will get. So we need to value check the value in which year the import of x is more than that of average import of x. So in this 2 years, that is 1200 300, that is 97 to 98 and 98 to 99. Okay, so in these 2 years the import of x is more than that of average import of x. Understood? Very simple. First we need to calculate the average, then check out the import of x in which year the import of x is more than that of average import of x. That's it. Okay, in this bar graph, what we need to find out, what is the first question here? How many students got more marks in history than in geography? So how many students got more marks in history than in geography? So here 1.25, 1.4 and 1.5. So these three are the more marks. 3, since check for the marks above 1, because history is greater than geography. Okay, so understood this question? Okay, you won't get more problems on this, I guess. So on this and morning I explained one concept, that is mixture and allegation. So mixture and allegation and also data interpretation, you won't get more problems. Hence it is easy. You'll get maximum one or two problems. That's it, I guess. But learn to solve. That's it. How many students got less marks in history than in geography? The second question. How many students got less marks in geography than in, sorry, less marks in history than in geography? So you need to check out this graph. We should consider 6 years. No, then the answer is 216, 260. In second question, one second. So average of increase in, so we are taking difference here. See, if you get 261, then approximately it is 260, right? In given options. So for previous doubt, we should consider 6 years, no, then the answer is 216.66, but you told 260. See, if you get 216 also, the average is 260 only, right? So in this given options a, b, c and d and e, 4, 5 and 7. See, okay, coming to the second question, how many students got less marks in history than in geography? So, in previous problem, I said 0. So, see, 0.65, 0.85, 0.35, and 0.95. So, these marks are all considered as history or geography, what I said in previous problem. How to find history and geography marks. Okay, that is what I am explaining. See, in previous problem, what I said, this 0.65, 0.85, 0.35, and 0.95 will be considered as history, and 1.25, 1.4, and 1.5 will be considered as geography. So now, how many students got less marks in history than in geography? So it is the question. So now 0.65, 0.85, 0.35, and 0.95, all these four values or all these four marks are less than these marks, right? All those four marks are less than those 1.25, 1.4, and 1.5 marks. So we'll answer this question as option C, that is 1, 2, 3, and 6. See here, 1, 2, this 2, 3, and also 6. History. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we'll move on to the next question here. So, which is related to pie chart. So, which is related to pie chart. Again, same thing, but in different way. So, in different way it is given. Okay. For this, consider this pie chart and we'll solve some questions. How much more money does Mr. Gupta spend on taxes than on transport in year 2001? So, how much more money does Mr. Gupta spend on taxes than on transport? So, first we need to calculate the difference between taxes and also transport. So here taxes of is Gupta in the year 2001. So in the year in question it is already mentioned in the year 2001. So we'll consider 2001 here. So to in year 2001, so the transport of taxes of Gupta is 12 and transport of Gupta is 5. So now we'll find out the difference. So 12 minus 5, which is equal to 7 percentage. So 7 percentage of total salary. Total salary is 1 lakh 20,000. So total salary is 1 lakh 20,000. 7 percentage of rupees 1 lakh 20,000. Then how will you calculate the percentage here? Just divide it by 100 into total value, right? So 7 divided by 100 into total value, that is total income, that is 1 lakh 20,000. 1 lakh 20,000. 7 divided by 100 into 1 lakh 20,000. So this is the question based on pie chart. So this is the question based on pie chart. First we'll calculate the difference between the taxes and also the transport. That is 12 minus 5. So 12 minus 5 will get 7 percentage. 7 percentage of total, that is 1 lakh 20,000. How will you calculate the percentage into a value, that is 7 divided by 100 into 1 lakh 20,000. So 1 lakh 20,000, zeros and zeros will get cancelled. Then 7 divided by 1,000. Yeah, 7 into 1,200, which is divided, sorry, 1 lakh 20,000 divided by 100, which is equal to 8,400. So this is the first question which is based on pie chart. Next we'll move on to the second question. What is the percentage increase? So the second question is, what is the percentage increase in angle subtended at the center by food than in 2002 over 2001? So this is the question. We need to calculate the percentage here. So percentage of food increase, the percentage increase in angle subtended at the center by food than in 2002 over 2001. So now food in 2001. So food in 2001 is 15 and food in 2002 is 72. So now food in 2001 is 15 divided by 100 into total, that is 360, which is equal to how many degrees? 54 degrees. So next food in 2002, that is 72. So this is percentage and this is degree, right? So this is already in degrees, no need to calculate it into degree. So now food in 2002 is 72 and food in 2001 is 15 percentage. So here we need to calculate it into degree, but here it is already given in degree. So now food in 2002 is 72 degrees. So now percentage, we need to calculate the percentage increase. So to calculate percentage increase, first we'll subtract this both degrees, that is 72 minus 54 divided by 54 into 100. So this is the formula to calculate the percentage, right? So we know the formula already to calculate the percentage. So this here, the difference between 72 and 54 divided by 54 into 100. So by calculating this, we'll get 33.33 percentage. Okay, 33.33 percentage. Understood? So based on pie chart, we have these type of problems to calculate the percentage increase, or else to calculate the percentage increase, or else to calculate the money, or some how many percent, how much more money does Mr. Gupta spend, like this, related to money, or else which is related to percentage increase, there will be a questions, and this is not much more important. Okay. So in morning session someone asked to explain averages, right? So, as someone asked to explain the averages. So, averages is nothing but sum of observations divided by total number of observations, right? Average is nothing but sum of observations divided by total number of observations. So sum of observations divided by total number of observations. So here we have one trick, or we have one trick or tips to solve the average for average problems. So for all consecutive even numbers, what do you mean by consecutive here? Consecutive is nothing but continuous numbers. So for all continuous numbers, or else for all continuous, wait, I'll put that slide. Okay. So here, suppose we have set of continuous even numbers or continuous odd numbers. Suppose if we have set of continuous even numbers, for example, I will show, one second. So to calculate the average, there is one simple trick that is, so for all continuous even numbers, that is 2, 4, so that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have continuous even numbers, right? So to calculate this average, we have formula also, but for all consecutive even numbers, or else for all consecutive odd numbers, or for all consecutive natural numbers, always the middle number. So always the middle number will be the average. Always this middle number will be the average, that is 6 here. So we'll prove this by using formula. So 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12. So 12 plus 8 is 20, 20 plus 10 is 30. So now 30 divided by total number of values. Total number of values is 5, right? Total number of values is 5. So now what we'll get? 30 divided by 5 is nothing but 6. So again same, the middle number is always the average for all consecutive even numbers. If we take it from middle, that is 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. So for this also, always the middle number for all consecutive or continuous even numbers, always the middle number will be the average. We can calculate by using formula also, or else we can directly write the middle number as an average. So this is not only for even numbers. This will apply for all odd numbers also. 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So set of these are the set of odd numbers, consecutive odd numbers. So here again the this middle number is the average. So we can calculate this by using formula also. So for all consecutive even numbers and all for all consecutive odd numbers, always the middle number will be the average. So for all consecutive natural numbers also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So for all consecutive even numbers or for all consecutive odd numbers, always the middle number will be the average. So here 5 is the average. So here 5 is the average. So averages there is nothing much. So if for all consecutive even numbers, or else for all consecutive odd numbers, or else for all consecutive natural numbers, always the middle number will be the average. or else we use formula, that is total number of values, sorry, sum of all values divided by total number of values. This is about averages. So next, moving on to the simple interest and compound interest. So for calculating simple interest or compound interest, we have a formula here. So to calculate the simple interest and compound interest, we have a formula. So first, what do you mean by simple interest and compound interest? What do you mean by interest? Interest is nothing but a charge. So interest is nothing but a charge a person is required to pay when he borrows some money. When he borrows some money from any bank or else from anywhere, some amount of or some charge he pays for that money is said to be a interest. So simple interest, what is difference between simple interest and compound interest? So simple interest is nothing but it is paid at a fixed rate per annum. Suppose we have some fixed amount to be paid per year, so that is simple interest. Compound interest is nothing but it is based on the principal, and also accumulate there will be a accumulated interest, and also there will be a calculation of interest based on the principal also. So it is different. Simple interest and compound interest both are different. So now coming to the formula to calculate the simple interest, we have a formula to calculate the simple interest, that is p into r into n, that is prn divided by 100. PRN divided by 100. So no response. Am I audible or not? So okay, after this we'll discuss some general knowledge questions as you asked in first session. So simple interest and compound interest. After this we'll discuss some current affairs. Okay. Am I audible? Okay, so we have a formula. So we have a formula to calculate the simple interest, that is PRN divided by 100. So PRN is nothing but, so P is nothing but a principal amount, I is nothing, sorry, R is nothing but a interest rate, then N is nothing but a time duration in years. So interest rate is given in percentage and time duration is given in years. So now we have here is a formula, that is PRN divided by 100. So this is the formula to calculate the simple interest. So suppose if we consider an example, so if you borrow 1,000 at 10 rupees 1,000 at 10% interest for 2 years, then simple interest is. This is a simple example to understand the formula. Okay. So if we borrow 1,000, so 1,000 is nothing but a principal amount here. 1,000 is nothing but a principal amount into 10 percentage. So 10 percentage is nothing but a interest rate. So this is interest rate, that is R into n, that is time duration in years. So p into r into n divided by 100. So 1,000 into 10 into 2 divided by 100. So this zeros and zeros will get cancelled. 10 into 10, 100, 100 into 2, 200. So the total amount you have to pay back. So here the simple interest is this 200. So the total amount you have to pay back is principal amount plus the simple interest, right? So the principal amount, how much you borrowed, plus the simple interest plus the interest the bank or else any organization claimed on your principal amount. So that is 200. which is equal to 1200. So this is the total amount you have to pay back, and this is the simple interest. Understood the formula, simple interest formula? So next compound interest. So again we have formula to calculate the compound interest. So again we have a formula to calculate the compound interest. So first, before knowing the formula, so first we need to know what is compound interest. So compound interest is nothing but the interest which is added back to the principal sum. So already there will be a particular sum, there will be some sum of there will be some principal amount which you have borrowed. So the compound interest will be added back to the principal amount, and also the already accumulated interest. So both interest will be added, that is known as compound interest. Interest on interest. Okay, so interest on interest, compound interest, in simple words it is said to be a interest on interest. So now the formula to calculate the compound interest is, so here is the formula to calculate the compound interest, that is A, which is equal to, compound interest is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by N to the power of N into T. So this is the formula to calculate the compound interest. Okay, this is the formula. So now here P is nothing but a principal balance, then R is nothing but interest rate, as same in simple interest. In simple interest also R is considered as a interest rate. So here also R is considered as a interest rate. So next N is nothing but number of times. So in previous, that is in simple interest, N is considered as time duration. So but here N is considered as number of times interest is compounded per year. Okay, how many number of times the interest is compounded per year, how many number of times interest is compounded. So here N is this, then T is nothing but number of years, that is time duration in years. Okay, this is the formula to calculate the compound interest, that is P into 1 plus R divided by N to the power of N into T. So this is the formula, and here P is considered as principal balance, R is considered as interest rate, N is considered as number of times the interest is compounded per year, and T is the number of years. Okay, T is the number of years. So next, taking one example, we'll consider one example related to compound interest. We'll consider one example. So here is an example. So if an amount of rupees 10,000 is deposited into saving account at an annual interest rate of 3% compounded monthly. Okay, compounded monthly, this is important while calculating compound interest. Then the value of investment after 10 years will be. After 10 years will be. So this is the question here. Okay, so now what is given? Principal amount is given, right? What is given? Principal amount is given. So principal amount is nothing but, okay, principal amount is nothing but 10,000. So 10,000 is deposited into your saving account. So next, R is equal to the interest rate. Interest rate is 3%. Here 3% is given. We'll convert this into decimal value, that is 3 divided by 100, which is equal to 0.03. Okay, next N is nothing but how many times the interest is compounded per year, right? So here compounded monthly. So monthly is nothing but in a year there are 12 months, right? So here compounded monthly is nothing but it is compounded every month. So we'll consider N as 12. So we'll consider N as 12. So next, the value of investment after 10 years will be. So this is the time duration. 10 years is nothing but a time duration. That is T is equal to 10. So if we put all these values in a formula, into a formula, so what we'll get? A is equal to principal amount is 10,000 into 1 is, it is in formula 1 plus what is R, 0.03 divided by N. N is nothing but the how many times the interest is compounded per year. So it is compounded monthly, hence we consider it as 12. So divided by 12 to the power of n into t. N is 12 here, t is 10 years. So n into t, it is 12 into 10. So if we calculate this, we'll get this answer. So the investment balance after 10 years is this much. That is 3,493.54 amount has been increased. So this is the compound interest, right? So understood the formula of both simple interest and compound interest? So here the formula to calculate the simple interest is, so the formula to calculate the simple interest is P into R into N divided by 100. So next the formula to calculate the compound interest is P into 1 plus R divided by N to the power of N into T. So this is the formula to calculate the compound interest. So now we'll move on to the exercise examples. Okay, so the first question is, calculate the simple interest on rupees 8,000 for 15 months at 6 paise per rupee per month. Okay, 6 paise per rupee per month. So here some options are given. So now to calculate the rate of interest and the time are given per month here. So now to calculate the simple interest, we have a formula, that is PRN divided by 100, right? PRN divided by 100. So here principal amount is 8,000 into interest rate is 15 into 6. That is, here they have given 6 paise per rupee per month. So per month, here total months are 15. So hence we are taking 15 into 6. 15 months into 6% of interest divided by 100. Okay. So 15 into 6 per 6 paise per rupee divided by 100 will get as 7,200. So hence option D is the correct answer. Okay, understood how to calculate the simple interest? We have a formula, that is PNR divided by 100. PNR or PRN, anything, divided by 100, which is equal to principal amount, then interest rate, then duration, time duration divided by 100. So this is the formula to calculate the simple interest, and this is the procedure to calculate the simple interest. Okay, next we'll move on to the second problem based on compound interest. Okay, next we'll move on to the second problem. So again, this is based on simple interest only. A sum of rupees 12,000 is lent out at 5% per annum simple interest for 5 years. What will be the amount after 5 years? So after 5 years, what will be the amount? So now we need to calculate the amount after 5 years. So now how will you calculate? First calculate the simple interest. So first calculate the simple interest and then add that simple interest to principal amount. That's it. So add that principal amount to add that simple interest to principal amount. So here simple interest formula is PRN, that is principal amount, into interest rate into time duration divided by 100. So here principal amount is 12,000 into interest rate is 5%, then time duration is 5 years divided by 100. We'll get it as 3,000. So in question it is asked what will be the amount after 5 years, right? So now the total amount after 5 years is principal amount plus the simple interest. So now what is the principal amount? 12,000 plus what is the simple interest? 3,000. So if we add both principal amount and simple interest, we'll get 15,000 as answer. The 15,000 is the amount we need to pay back after 5 years. So that the interest will be 3,000. So for 5 years, the interest, simple interest will be 3,000. After 5 years, we need to pay 15,000. We need to pay back 15,000 including both principal amount and also simple interest. Understood the problem? Yeah, B is the correct answer. Okay, next we'll move on to the question which is based on compound interest. Okay, if this question is based on compound interest. So if rupees 3000 is placed in an account at 5% and is compounded quarterly for 5 years, how much is in account at the end of 5 years? So this is the question. So we need to calculate the amount which is in account after, sorry, at the end of 5 years. So this is the question. So how will you calculate? So first consider compounded n times a year and after t years. So first we'll consider it as n and t. Okay. So the total amount is given by. So we will use a formula, that is what compound interest formula. A is equal to. So what is the formula to calculate the compound interest? So A, which is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by N into N into T. Sorry, 1 plus R divided by N to the power of N into T. So this is the formula. P into 1 plus R divided by N to the power of N into T is the formula here. So N is given already in the question. So N is already given. Quarterly N is equal to 4. So quarterly means, so and is sorry, if 3000 rupees is placed in an account at 5% and is compounded quarterly for 5 years. So quarterly is nothing but 4 times, right? So quarterly is nothing but 4 times of 100. Sorry, if we consider half means it is 2 times. So the total amount is given by, we'll use a formula, then quarterly n is equal to, we'll consider n as 4, then A is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by n, we already know it is 4, then 4 into T. So again here time duration is also given, time duration is 5 years. So we'll calculate the answer by directly considering it into a formula. Okay, these are the problems related to simple interest and compound interest. So just use the formula and calculate the answer. So just use the formula. Explain once more. Which problem? So second problem based on simple interest I need to explain, or which problem? How to get answer without calculator? By calculating. How will you get the answer? So just use some rough space, that's it. So There are nothing more tricks to calculate for calculation. Okay, next we'll move on to the simple interest second problem. Okay, wait, I'll explain. This one, right? A sum of 12,000. So a sum of 12,000 is lent out. A sum of 12,000 is lent out at 5% per annum, simple interest for 5 years. So here directly it has been given 12,000 is the principal amount, then 5% is the interest, 5 years is the time duration. So here what is the formula to calculate the simple interest? PRN divided by 100. So P is nothing but principal amount. Principal amount is nothing but 12,000. Then R is nothing but interest rate. So interest rate is 5%. So 12,000 into 5 into time duration. Time duration is 5 years. So 12,000 into 5 into 5 divided by 100 is the formula. So now how will you calculate? So zeros, two zeros and zeros has been cancelled. So 120 into 5 into 5. You will get 3,000 as simple interest. So now in question it is asked that what will be the amount after 5 years, right? What will be the amount after 5 years? So now total amount after 5 years is nothing but principal amount plus the simple interest, right? So principal amount plus simple interest for 5 years. So principal simple interest for 5 years has been calculated, that is 3,000. So now we will add both principal amount and also the simple interest. So now what we'll get? 12,000 plus 3,000. So 12,000 plus 3,000 is nothing but 15,000. So 15,000 is the amount we need to pay back it to any bank or any organization from which you borrowed the money. Understood? Understood the problem? Okay. Okay, next, coming to the current affairs or else coming to the general knowledge questions, which will be asked in your CET entrance exam. So I got some current affairs questions here. So not questions, but some topics related to current affair. So this is related to Oscar awards, Academy awards, that is Oscars. So 2023 full list of winners, Oscar awards. This will not be this type of questions will be asked or not. I don't know. I don't have any idea. So here are some categories and here are some winners. So you can search in Google. So you can check out the previous year's PGCET question papers. So you can check out previous year's question papers also. Please share that PDF in group, ma'am. So in which group? I don't know in which group to share. I'm not in any group, I guess. So, okay, I'll give you some ideas based on current affairs. Okay, this is related to Oscars award winners, that is category, and also winners. Okay, so next coming to the defense. So here are some theory knowledge. You can read it yourself. Okay, so for the first time, India's indigenously made light combat aircraft stages will be participating in an international multilateral air exercise in UAE. So these type of questions will be asked based on defense or based on sports or based on any awards. So these are current affairs. So this is related to sports. So related to Olympics, Tokyo Olympic Games, then related to Women's Premier League, then IBA Women's World Boxing Champion. So these are the questions asked based on sports. Okay, I'll try to upload it in Drive and I'll send the link. Okay, in the end of the session. And this is related to business. So that is Reliance Geo, then Tata. This is related to GPT-4, that is OpenAI, Chat GPT, based on Chat GPT, GPT-4. So here are some awards, then current affairs. Okay, I'll try to upload it in Drive. One second. So next, what is the aptitude topic you need to learn now? So data interpretation, simple interest and compound interest. Then okay, we'll solve some problems based on mean, mode, and median. They may ask. So this is very simple topic. So we have some formula. So we have some formula here. So mean, mode, and median. So what is mean? Mean is nothing but a average. So how will you calculate the average? We'll calculate the average by just sum of all values, by just calculating sum of all values divided by total number of values, right? So here for calculating mean also again the same formula will be used. So here if we consider an example, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, if we consider this example to calculate the mean, we'll use the same formula, that is sum of all values divided by number of data points. So this is nothing but mean, just calculating the average. Okay. So how will you calculate the mode? So mode is nothing but a value that appears most frequently in the data set. So mode is nothing but a value that most frequently appears in a data set. Suppose if we consider this example 12, 23, 26, 32. So this is, if we consider this example, find the mode. Mode is nothing but the value that appears most frequently. So most frequently is nothing but the very first value, or else the first value which is repeating or which is most frequently appeared. So here the value is 12. So 12 is the most frequently appeared value. So 12 is appeared 3 times in this data set. So 12 is considered as mode here. So next, coming to the median. So median is nothing but a middle value in the data set when it is ordered from smallest to largest. Okay. So median is the middle value in the data set when it is ordered from smallest to largest. So here the first point is to order the given values in smallest to or largest. So here the first step is to order the values. So next, second step. So the second step is to calculate the middle value. So to calculate the middle value, again we use the average formula. So if we have continuous odd numbers or else even numbers, then it is the middle value is the average number. So if we don't have that order, then we'll calculate by using the formula, average formula, right? So of middle two values. So of middle two values. So here if we get odd numbers, then it is the middle value is the average number. So for all even number of data points, if we have here even number of data points, total values, then we'll calculate the average by calculating by the sum of two middle values divided by total number of value, that is 22 plus 24 divided by 2, which is equal to 23. So this is three here there is three concepts, that is mean, mode, and median. So mean is nothing but the calculation of average. Mode is nothing but the most frequently appeared value. Next, median is nothing but a middle value in the data set when it is ordered from smallest to largest. So if we consider an example, so first we need to arrange those values in smallest to largest order, then we need to calculate the middle value. So here we have two conditions, right? For an odd number of data points, always the median will be the middle number. So for even number of data points, the median will be the average of middle two values. So here to calculate the average of middle two values, we'll consider the sum of middle two values divided by 2, which is equal to 23. For this example, it is 23. Understood the concept? Very simple concept. Three concepts: mean, mode, and median. So mean is nothing but average, mode is nothing but most frequent appeared value, most frequently appeared value. Median is nothing but, median is the middle value of the data set when it is ordered from smallest to largest. Understood? So these are the three concepts: mean, mode, and median. That's it. So nothing much. So now I'll ask some general knowledge questions. Okay. So you need to answer. So okay, I'll ask some questions here. Okay, I'll ask some questions. You need to answer. Okay. So what is the capital of France? Capital of France. Just to improve your knowledge. That's it. Don't Google and answer. So these are the types of questions which may ask. These are also the what current affair questions or general knowledge questions which will be asked in your PGCET. Okay, who is the founder of Microsoft Corporation? Who is the founder of Microsoft Corporation? So this is very simple question. Who is the founder of Microsoft Corporation? Bill Gates, right? So you don't know this basic question. If you don't know this basic question means how will you answer for current affair questions in your CET? Okay, next, which concept we'll discuss? Which aptitude topic? Okay, I'll give some questions based on averages. Solve those questions. Okay. Speed, time, and distance. I don't have PPT, but I know the problems. I know the method, but I don't have PPT right now. Okay, I'll try to explain speed, time, and distance problems. So, okay, try to solve this problem based on averages. Solve this problem. What is the answer? If the average age of A, B, and C is 26 years, that of A and C is 29 years, what is the age of B in years? So, how will you calculate this? I'll explain one problem. Next, you have to solve the solve 20 years. Okay, 20 is correct answer. So, here average is given. So, average of A, B, and C is given, right? So, average of So average of A, B and C is given here. So average of A, B and C, that is A plus B plus C divided by 3. So here 3 values, total number of values is 3 here. So total number of values is 3 and the average is given, that is 26. So A plus B plus C divided by 3, which is equal to 26 years. So then average of A and C is also given. So A plus C divided by 2, which is equal to 29, right? So A plus C divided by 2, which is equal to 29. So here both averages has been given. So now we need to calculate the value of B here. So A plus B plus C is equal to 78 and A plus C is equal to 78. If we subtract this, A plus B plus C minus A plus C, we'll get the answer for B, right? So B is equal to 78 minus 58. So here B is not there. If we subtract B from this, we'll get 20 years. Understood? So okay, solve this problem. If the average age of 7 numbers is 5 and the average age of first 6 numbers is 4, then the seventh number is. So what is the answer for this question? If the average age of 7 numbers is 5 and average age of first 6 numbers is 4, then the seventh number is. So 11. So average of first number. So here if the average age of 7 numbers is 5, which is given, A is average is 5, then total number of values is 7. So total number of values is 7. So we know the formula to calculate the sum of all values, that is S is equal to A into N, right? A average into total number of values, which is equal to 5 into 7 is 35. So the same procedure will be applied for all, average of first 6 numbers also. So average of first 6 numbers also. So now to calculate the seventh number, we just subtract this by this, 35 minus 24, which is equal to 11. Understood the problem? Ages concept is done already, no? Ages is done in first class, I guess, first session. Ages related. Was it beneficial today's class or not? Okay, then you'll solve some more questions on which topic you'll solve some questions now. I think every concept has been covered here, um, but still there are some concepts. See, to calculate the speed, time, and distance problems, we have formula. So to calculate the speed, time, and distance, we have a formula. So that is speed is equal to distance by time, right? I will post it as a comment here. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. So this is the formula to calculate the speed. Okay. So this is the formula to calculate the speed. So now what is the formula to calculate the distance? So to calculate the distance, we have again a formula, that is distance is equal to, so again we have a formula, that is distance is equal to speed into time. So this is the formula to calculate the distance. So all the formulas are similar, just cross multiplying, that's it, just cross multiplying. So distance is equal to speed into time. So now to calculate the time. So to calculate the time, again formula is time is equal to distance divided by speed. So these are the three formulas you need to remember. Okay. Speed is equal to distance by time. Then distance is equal to speed into time. Then time is equal to distance divided by time. So these are the three formulas you need to consider while solving problems related to speed, time, and distance. Okay. So just refer some problems, you will get to know. Just applying the formula is only the thing in speed, time, and distance. Nothing more logic. Okay, this is not logical reasoning. Reasoning. This is speed, time, and distance is related to quantitative reasoning. So there is nothing more logic. Just applying the formula and calculating the result. That's it. Okay, I'll check on the tree.